Hey guys, so in this video, it's going to be a really quick video today. I want to show you the HFT pools, and I want to show you that they do compound and show you how you can see that they're compounding. Because there have been some questions around, do the pools compound? How do I know if they're compounding? How do I run this math? I just want to give you a very easy example, and then you can run this yourself. So I have a wallet here with just 10 zones in it. I am in the 10% pool, so let's go ahead and click the HFT right here. So this is one of the pools that I'm in. Let me zoom in just a little bit. So you can see this. There's a couple of things actually before I get started. When you are running this calculation, keep in mind the tier that you're in. So this tier happens to be a 10% tier, which means inside of every 28-day period, I'm going to reach as high as 10%. Now that 28-day period begins the day that you see this date right here. So in my case, January 1st, 2023, that's the day the pool initializes. So it filled, gets sent, and is put into the high frequency trading fund. So there's a couple of things to note on here. I am in a 10% pool, yet we're seeing 21%. What's going on here? Well, in order to answer this, let me open up a calculator and do this live for you. So what we want to do first is let's take our principal. In my case, it's 21,000. Doesn't matter what your principal is. You can run this along with me on your side if you want. 21,000. Now, what is 10%? So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 0.1. 10% of 21,000 is 2,100. So the first 28-day period, I would make up to 2,100. Now what happens is this will, in the next 28-day period, so 28 days after January 1st, which would be what, January 29th? So up to January 28th, I would only receive up to this for that first 28-day period. So what could happen is you could theoretically come into a pool like this, right, and reach your cap in the first week. Now, I'm not saying you will, but you theoretically, if you did, you would then not see this update until that new 28-day period begins. Okay, so you got to run a little bit of math to see, what period are you in and so forth. But nonetheless, this is what I would receive for that first 28-day period. Now, the next 28-day period, this is what will happen. This amount will get added to the principal, and that becomes your new trading position. Okay, so initially the pool gets closed, gets initialized. My principal, my beginning trading position is 21,000. Now, it compounds daily. I'm not doing daily because I'm trying to keep this simple. It does compound daily, just so you know. But I'm just trying to keep this a little simple for us here. Inside of that first 28-day period, if my profits are $2,100, the next 28-day period, you add this to the principal. That becomes my new trading position. So I add 2,100 to 21,000. My new trading position is now 23,100. Okay. Now keep in mind, profits, principal. Inside of the dashboard, these are always separated. These are always broken up. Okay, you're never going to see, even though it is compounding, you're never going to see the profit move over to the principal. Why? Because you have to be able to keep these separate and autonomous, because you have the ability, rightfully so, to withdraw either 25, 50, 75, or 100% of the profits without touching the principal. If it moves over, now you have kind of a problem, because now you can't withdraw this anymore, right? And if it's compounding daily, technically, this amount would have to move over to the principal on a daily basis, which it may make it complicated. So even though it's compounding, you will never see this move over here. This principal will always stay the same. I just want to keep that in mind. So next 28-day period, my trading position is now 23,100, because we had a starting principal of 21,000 with the 10% cap for that first 28-day period being $2,100. So that gets added. Now we're at 23,100. So the next 28-day period, we're going to do 10% again. So multiply that by 0.1. And I would make up to $2,310. Now let's add that to 23,100. That was the first 28-day period. This is the end of the second. We're going to add that together. So add that to 23,100, and you are left with 25,410, which is exactly what we're seeing here. Add 21,000 to 4,410, and you have 25,410. So let me subtract the original principal out of this just for a moment so I can show you what the math looks like. So subtract 21,000. You're left with 4,410. If we divide that by the original principal, 21,000, you have 21%, which is exactly what we're seeing here. So it's actually, if you look, January 1st, right? So today is February 22nd. We're not in, actually, I think we are just inside of that brand new third 28-day period. It just hasn't updated yet, but it will. So nonetheless, we have already hit 2 28-day periods. The reason you're seeing 21% and not 20%, 10, 10, right? 20, 2 periods, is because the 1% is the compounding. All right, so kind of an easy rule of thumb, I could tell you this, is calculate your 28-day period, be 28 days from when this initializes here, this little date you see. And if the performance that you see up here is higher than what you should have, that's the compounding, that delta, that difference. So in my case, this should be 20% if there was no compounding, but because it's compounding, you have that extra 1%. Okay, I hope that helped. I know this is a kind of math heavy, but I see this question a lot. Is it compounding? How is it compounding? How do I know it's compounding? How can I run the calculation? This is how you would do it. It's pretty straightforward. So if you were in a 15% pool, it would be the same thing. Matter of fact, I even have some examples, but I don't want to make the video too long. I'm in all the tiers, just so you guys know. I eat at my own restaurant, partake of my own products. That's what I believe in, so that's what I do. So I'm in all the different tiers, but to keep this video simple and shorter if possible, I just want to show you this one example. You have a delta of 1%, which is the compounding, and it is compounding. You just will never see this profit, you'll never see this profit move over here to this principal, but if you run the math, you will see that it is in fact compounding every day actually, but in our example here, we're just using a monthly example because it's a little bit simpler to do for a video. So I hope this helps. Go ahead and run this on your own, and you will see the compounding effects. And compound interest is, one of the 8 wonders of the world, as Albert Einstein said. Those who understand it earn it. Those who don't pay it. So now that we understand it, let's earn it. And run this for yourself. Share your results in the Discord on Twitter. We had a sharing contest recently, but don't have to wait for a sharing contest. Share your results anyway so other people can see what you are potentially earning. Until next time, take care. God bless.